All right, welcome everybody. We're back. Hello again to anyone new who's joining. This is ASU Rocket League. We're on the ASU Esports Twitch channel, and we've got one matchup today. It's going to be for the Collegiate Conference Series League, which we've been playing in for 2 weeks now. Currently, we have a one and one record, 1-2, no 2-1. I don't remember, something like that. But anyways, we're doing pretty decent. So you'll get to see us play against other colleges depending on what conference we're in. Obviously, we're in the Big 12 conference as an athletic school, so the esports is matching up with that as well. But yeah, we've got a one series of Rocket League today, and if you haven't ever watched one of these streams before, then it's just going to be a nice little 30 to 45 minutes of Rocket League, and then we'll get you going with the rest of your day. I know everyone's probably busy with homework and all that stuff. I know I've still got homework to do, which I will be doing right after this. The grind never stops, that's for sure. Alright, but we'll go over and talk through our teams for today. So we have the ASU Sun Devils. Like I mentioned, this is the one team we've had on stream since we've started streaming for ASU Rocket League. This is currently the only team that's played so far, but we do have the ASU Inferno team, which will be coming, or will be playing very soon in different leagues that we have also signed up for. So be on the lookout for that, of course. And for today, we've got obviously ASU Sun Devils. This roster we've seen before. It's Patrick, Ebsky, and Lux. And these guys have already played some of their other matches against Cincinnati, TCU, and some other schools in the Collegiate Conference series. So doing very well so far, which is always good to see. On the other side, we do have the UCF Knights, which I think they're pretty much getting kind of the same sort of results as we are. So probably another one of those teams that's doing pretty decently in the CCS League. And on the side of the UCF Knights, we have Scion, Zach, and Nano Poison playing for them today. At least that's what I believe. So I should have gotten that right. That should be the roster. But yeah, for this matchup today, I'm pretty sure that this is a very winnable game for your ASU Sun Devils, although UCF I'm sure is not going to be a slouch of a team at all. So we're going to have to wait and see what ends up happening for the rest of this game, because it could be a very close one. And we've seen in the past ASU Sun Devils have been able to get a lot of very good pressure on the ball when they're able to create offense, and that's kind of been the key to success for them for pretty much the entire time that they've been playing these series. And yeah, as we keep watching them play against new teams, there's always kind of a little bit of a learning curve. I know if you were watching last week against TCU, there was a bit of a a learning period, I'll call it. Well, like the first two games out of the best of 5 series, I think a little bit of lackluster offense for the side of ASU, but we picked it right back up and reverse swept to take the series. So made the job much more difficult for ourselves, but in the end, it all worked out just well enough. So yeah, we're gonna wait here for the series to start. It is 7:30, but we've got a bit of a delay on the other side. Just one player who's busy doing something, so we'll go ahead and sit here and wait. And like I mentioned, we have obviously 2 rosters, ASU Sun Devils and ASU Inferno. And the team that's going to be playing today obviously is ASU Sun Devils, and they do have another competition they'll be playing in, which is for the Playfly Collegiate Esports League. That one as well, you will see ASU Inferno play in, and that's going to be definitely some good competition as well. We've played in Playfly before when it was previously named NACE, so it's going to be definitely a good competition, and I think it'll be something that'll be worth both of our teams' time to be able to get the chemistry going in preparation for other leagues. And thankfully, at least I'm very thankful for it, we do have the return of CRL, which is the main Psyonix-funded Collegiate Rocket League circuit, which is returning this semester finally for the fall 2024. We had an off semester in the spring. Not entirely sure why it didn't happen, other than just kind of a lack of organization, I guess. I don't have many answers, and no one really did, so we kind of went most of the semester not knowing whether or not we were going to have this league that we'd played in return. But yeah, it's very good to be back. It's got a different format this time. If you're not aware of how Collegiate Rocket League works, at least CRL in the past would always have 16 teams, 8 from the West and 8 from the East. No, that's a lie. 16 Western teams. I don't know. It's either 16 or 32 teams from the east and the west of the country, split into 2 divisions, and they used to play league play and then a playoff tournament for each semester. Now CRL is going to be just open tournaments, so that will kind of open up the competition for a lot more people. It's going to depend very heavily on how you perform during one of those tournaments, because there will be, I think, 4 of them total open tournaments. Anyone can register. You play in each of them, and then as you play in those tournaments, you will accumulate, I don't remember exactly what they called them, but you'll accumulate points, circuit points maybe, and then the points total at the end of the season will add up to whether or not you make it to that playoff tournament for that semester. So it is a new format, but I do like how we're figuring out what we're playing in. Let me answer this question real quick. Just figuring out the servers for what we're going to play on later. But yeah, I'm excited to have CRL back. Obviously, it's kind of the main league that our teams play in, and I'm sure they're excited to obviously have CRL returning. It's definitely a very competitive league, I will say, but it is also one that is not, well, yeah, not to be taken lightly, obviously, but also it's got the top colleges playing in it every time. So every single school that does have a really good esports program is going to be signing up for it. So not only is it difficult, but it is also great competition. And I think that these leagues that we're playing in right now, CCS and Playfly, should be able to help our teams get themselves ready for something like that, because it'll be a tough ask for sure. All right, it looks like we do have the players joining the lobby, so I can go ahead and switch it over to the game. We should be good to go. And we do have game number 1 coming up for you in this series. CCS, I know I was just talking a lot about CRL, but we'll get back into the relevant content for today, which is going to be CCS week number 3. ASU Sun Devils taking on the UCF, University of Central Florida Knights. I think it's Knights or Golden Knights, I'm not entirely sure. But either way, we should be good to go now. And right off the bat, kind of a lot of offensive pressure for ASU Sun Devils, as we're going to see them. Yeah, Patrick with a great 50 there against Nano Poison. Looking to be that team that wants to set the tone coming into this matchup. And like I said, both of these teams very even in the standings right now. Probably both of them playing well enough to, oh, well, that might be a goal. Ebsky can't get back to it. I was saying even standings playing from both of these teams, it could be an even matchup. Unfortunately for ASU Sun Devils, looks like an overcommit here at the beginning of the game. And they unfortunately let in 1 goal early, which is rough to see. You know, you never want to give up a goal as easy as that. I think Patrick just didn't have an angle on the ball, but he is going to get an angle on this one. Patrick slams the ball through the defense, and Lux just couldn't get a touch on that. Doesn't matter, as he's going to get Zion out of the way, looking a little scared as Patrick takes a couple touches and puts it in the back of the net. Ebsky now is going to have to try and take the ball up into the air himself. Gets a flip reset and another touch and a double touch off with a crossbar. Ebsky, what a shot as he puts this one straight through. Does it all himself. Goes up for that flip reset and gets a reset and puts it right in. I'm going to have to, unfortunately, pull up my plugin so I can get this. Replay, skip plugin. Do I have it? I'll see if I can find it right after this, but there's a plugin that I've got that's skipping the replays, and I know that Rocket League players always want the replays to be skipped as quickly as possible, but on stream we'll try and get you these replays so you guys can see what happened after every goal. And this one might be a goal as well. Nano Poison and Zoo, what a save from Hebsky to keep that out. It looked like that one was surely going to go in, but unfortunately for UCF, they couldn't really get the right touch on that ball, and even 2 players there weren't able to get it through Ebsky, the last line of defense for the Sun Devils. Ebsky now going to get it clear, and again, it looks like UCF is kind of just playing very, very close to each other, not really having the rotations that I'm sure they're used to at this moment in time. 2 players still just sitting on the ball, and ASU looking a lot more spread out, a lot more in control of this game. As the ball floats middle, Nano Poison doesn't have any boost, he's going to have to put it to the side, and Ebsky will be there first. Maybe another chance for Ebsky up in the air, gets it past 1. Has to 50 Scion though. And it is going to fall right back over to UCF Knights. Maybe a chance now for Scion. It looks like a backflip on the back line. And Zoom is going to put one straight into the back of the net. That's a rough one to give in if you're the ASU Sun Devils, because again, these defensive mistakes are just not going the way of the Sun Devils, and every single one of them has led to a goal so far for the UCF Knights, other than that one miss. something to work on for next game for sure. Patrick now a chance. Ariel, 2 had gone previously. If he gets it over the last defender, he might have a nice shot on net. He doesn't, but instead he's going to leave for his teammate. Ebski couldn't quite put it through. And UCF survives there. There's a scare on the back line. Could have led to a goal if there was just a slight bit more accuracy for ASU Sun Devils, but nevertheless, they're going to continue to push. Nano's going to take that opportunity away very quickly. Tries to get into the net himself. Ebski now is going to have to try and take his time. Has plenty of boost to work with, though. Not sure if UCF knows how much boost is on the side of the Sun Devils right now. Unfortunately for them, that cleared. It doesn't matter. All the boost in the world, you can have it, but if you're not going to put that offense, the pressure on, it's not going to matter anyways. Ebski, who's been just glued to the ball this entire series, it seems like. He's been putting all of this pressure on for the orange team, and he's really just looking to continue this dominance on the ball. Gonna take the ball himself again, gets it over 1, maybe past 2, popped it over. Scion barely got a touch on the ball. Patrick flipped out of the way. Lux should be able to put this in, and he does. And what a shot there from Lux to keep that one out of the net. Let me see if I can pull up my Focus Mod plugin? Here we go. Okay. Which one is it? Let's see. I know I have it in here somewhere, right? Oh, no, I know why. Okay. Let me get this out of the way real quick. I'll have to change it after this next goal. I'm trying to figure out how to get this replay to stop skipping, but I know why. 3-2 lead for the ASU Sun Devils. Again, it looks like this defense is looking a little awkward for them. Luckily, their offense so far has been good enough to keep out the goals, but here comes Nano Poison with another shot. He's just going to put that one straight through again. Let me close out of this plugin real quick. It's in here, I know. Skippability, there, found it. Alright, cool. Hopefully it'll stop skipping the replays, maybe after this game. But yeah, like I was saying, ASU Sun Devils kind of just missing a little bit of that. Yeah, the defense. It's this backward defense, the goal line defense. None of it is really clicking right now for the Sun Devils, and it's just been another goal on net where Lux, full boost still, and just couldn't get to the ball. It's been a couple mistakes from ASU Sun Devils that have been costly throughout this entire game. And that's something that I think they know they need to work on, but they're going to have to give themselves more of a chance to do so. Maybe offense will be able to hold them in this game, though. Patrick couldn't get that through. We're going to have to see what happens here. If the ASU Sun Devils are going to be able to put another shot on net, or at least some more offensive pressure in. There goes Patrick. And he's going to take this open net for granted. And a great shot there from him to put that one through. Zoom and Scion just caught on that back line. Okay, the replay's not skipping anymore, which is good. All tied up in a very, very high-scoring game, I will say, for game number 1 of the series. As much as ASU has not been putting on the defensive performance that I'm sure they hope to have, neither really has UCF. It's just the offense that has been absolutely just unstoppable for both of these teams so far. Good clear away there from Lux and Patrick on the team effort. Ebski almost able to get 2 resets on that ball, looking for as many touches as he can to keep it close. Give his team a chance to get some boost, get reset on the defense so they're able to create a more cohesive attack. Chance now for Zoom, though. Does 50 through Lux, and Ebski's going to have to get a read on this backboard. He can, but what a demo from Patrick coming back. And it might even leave a chance now if Lux can get to it. He doesn't. Instead leaves it for Patrick. Still tied with 15 seconds left, and the last person to score here might end up sealing the game for whichever team this is. It could be Lux as he tries to flip it past. Ebski up to 50, and then he goes underneath the jumping defender for UCF. And as much as I don't want to say that this might be the last goal, it might finally be the last goal, as 9 goals being scored. But the one that matters, goal number 9, is all on the back of the ASU offense, and they're going to put themselves up 1 goal, 10 seconds left in this game. Patrick just looking to kill time, doesn't have any boost. Lux is going to challenge this ball first in the air. He does get beat, though. A chance maybe for Scion to put this on target. He shoots it. It's going to be low, and Patrick seals the deal for ASU. Game number 1 goes to the Sun Devils. It's a good start. I don't know why that says TCU. That must be from the previous game. But a good start from the ASU Sun Devils to make sure that they have solidified themselves very, very confidently in this series. And hopefully that offensive pressure will continue for games number 2 and 3. I would like to see more defense, hopefully, on both sides of the ball, really. I think both teams kind of couldn't really create much defense through the entire first game. So we'll see if that changes. Into game number 2. For UCF, I think they had good offensive pressure, and their defense just kind of was non-existent in certain points. I think, whereas for ASU, it was more defensive mistakes. UCF, it was a lot of rotational errors that kind of created the openings that the ASU setup just took advantage of completely. And as much as one team needs to cut down on mistakes, the other team needs to work on their rotations, and hopefully we'll have a better defensive game after that. Until now, though, a little bit of a much more of a settled game in here as game 2 is. We've already gone a whole minute without a goal. Uh-oh, that's a bad touch from Lux, and unfortunately Zoom is going to take full advantage of that one. Lux just looking like he wanted to put it across, but he said he flipped out of the way with not much boost. And that's going to be a free shot for Zoom into the back of the net. And it's just been defensive mistake after defensive mistake for ASU. Luckily, they were able to get out of it in game number 1 with a great offensive performance, but still need to work on some things, as we continue to see. Everyone on the backboard, no one's even going to touch that very well. The ball's going to float up in the air. I couldn't say that one word that I wanted to say. It's going to float up in the air harmlessly. And I think we're going to continue to look for Ebsky and Patrick to make offensive plays, but we do need Lux to step in a little bit, get some more passes out, get some defense settled in. He has seemed to be kind of like that solidifying player for the team. Either Patrick or Lux on any given day is able to be that, like, you know, in-game leader, kind of like the third man role, second man, whatever needed. There goes Ebsky getting another goal. I think as much as I say Patrick and Lux are for sure like kind of second, third man holding down the fort, Ebsky is 100% the goal scorer of this team. He's just there every single time when you need the ball in the net. He's going to put another one through here. ASU Sun Devils finally tying it back up. A bit more of a low-scoring game to start this one. Still not as much, you know, good defense being played as I would like to see, but something to improve on for the future. And I'm sure when these teams go back and review these replays, they're going to take a look. Ebsky, though, if he's going to go back and review these replays, it's going to be to just continue to watch himself put goal after goal on net. And another great shot from him off of that top left corner of the field. Slots it right past 2 defenders. The third one's going to be unable to get there. And Ebsky is doing his job for sure, you could say that, on the front line. Another good 50 to get the ball middle to Patrick. He's going to get challenged there on Nano Poison. A little awkward for Scion, who doesn't have much boost, and Nano Poison's going to have to carry this out somehow. Lux meets him halfway. Ebsky up for the ball. Can Ebsky create more offensive magic? He's almost able to get it through, but ran out of boost at the very end. No one there in the midfield for ASU except for Lux, who has missed that one, and Eb's going to have to clear it through. Nano Poison, plenty of boost, plenty of time. Instead, chooses to kind of hit it out towards his teammate, and that might end up working for him as he receives the pass right back. Almost a 1-2 play for UCF, working out in the favor. Unfortunately, just a little off target from Nano Poison. The challenge from Scion. Nano Poison's up for that as well. Might even be an open net. Zoom's going to put it right through. And UCF finally cracks the ASU defense, and that's a double commit for Patrick and Lux. Unfortunately for them, just a lack of communication is going to lead to a Knights goal. Over half the game played, and we're kind of seeing it fall back into this high-scoring tempo again. Another defensive mistake for ASU costing them. Surely they've got to be aware of it now. There's another dumb commit on defense. Lux should be able to clear this though. And as these teams communicate in their voice channels, in their team calls, whatever, I would be definitely addressing this defense as something to look on in order to improve for not only for this series but also for future series. UCF continuing to build on the pressure. Nano Poison's gonna have to pull off though, because Lux almost had him beat. He does get the 50 though to keep that one away from danger for the time being. Zoom comes in to help him out. Looking into the midfield instead, just gonna pop it up harmlessly. Lux should be able to get it clear. No more boost though. Scion cuts across, and Nanopoison might even beat out Patrick onto the backboard. Anyone there for UCF? There is, but Zoom hits it over. 2 challenge again for UCF. Last bump. Lux should have an open net here, and he does. And he just rolls that all the way across the pitch into the goal. And that looked like a send the house kind of play for UCF. And when you do those kind of plays, if you're not going to have anyone covering your back line, you're going to need to ensure that you score with 100% guarantee. And for UCF there, the miss and the 2 people following up on that ball didn't really work out for them. Clear off the backboard now for ASU. Lux gonna leave it for Patrick instead, who has a little bit more boost. Ed with plenty of it is gonna try and get the 50, but loses it to Zoom. Clears it all the way into the ASU corner. Lux pops it up. Not much boost left though. Nanopoison doesn't have any either. The boost just sitting there tantalizingly in the right corner. Lux is going to pick it up, and he's going to try and follow this out. Unfortunately, misses the ball, and that might have been a complete overcommit from ASU. Scion is going to put it right through. And I think Patrick and Ebsky pushing upfield here. Patrick did get bumped a little bit. They both probably expected Lux to get that touch on the ball. I know I did. And unfortunately for him, just couldn't quite make contact, and that's going to lead to a free goal for UCF to tie up the game. Just under 45 seconds to go. Maybe a kickoff goal here for Patrick. Can he get it through? He does. Scion's not going to be able to get there in time. And as much of an unfortunate goal as it was for ASU now, even more unfortunate, giving up a kickoff goal for UCF. And they're going to find themselves down once again going into the last 30 seconds of this game. Lux with another 50. Patrick's just creeping up once again. They're looking for another kickoff goal, and it is going to be a kickoff goal. Ebsky's going to be right there in the midfield to capitalize off of these 2 back-to-back fantastic kickoffs from Lux. And what a challenge there from Patrick to know that his teammate needed him to follow up on that ball. And ASU gets 2 kickoff goals. One of them was definitely completely off of the back of Lux's 50. This second one, a full team effort. UCF now, 30 seconds remaining. What can they do to get themselves back into a game where they're down 2? This may be one of the first times this entire series where a team has been down 2 goals. I'm not entirely sure, maybe at the beginning of game 1. But so far it's been neck and neck the entire time, and now ASU's starting to pull away a little bit. If they win this one too, they'll be on match point for the series. 8 seconds left, time ticking down. UCF doesn't have enough boost or pressure to put a shot on net, and that is going to solidify game number 2, going to the ASU Sun Devils. It didn't look pretty for the first 3 to 4 minutes of that game, but right at the end you could see the gears start to turn in their heads, and realizing that, you know, if we're not going to be able to play good defense, we're going to at least put that offensive pressure, turn it up to the max. And I think they did exactly that. We're going to wait for Lux to rejoin here, and he does. And unfortunately for UCF now, being on match point for ASU Sun Devils, not a good outlook for them. You never want to be down to the point where you need to reverse sweep a series, and UCF's going to have to do exactly that if they want any chance of walking away here with the win. These kickoffs from Lux specifically have been really good this entire series. It's kind of always given Patrick that opportunity to be that second man, be there first with the ball. Good hard sheets from him as well to make sure that they work out. But kickoffs so far have been the key for ASU in these clutch moments at the ends of games. Defense, though, has not, and Eb's going to have to finally take it away, though, as another miss on the backboard creates a dangerous situation that's still going to keep extending up until now. Demo onto Ebsky. Nanopoison looked like he was looking a little threatening there on offense, but couldn't get anything to go. Zoom with a miss as well. Ebsky looking upfield for Patrick, who tried to read that off the backboard. Ebsky doesn't have boost, probably not going to jump for this. Instead, should be Lux going next. Patrick's going to cut across in midfield though. Eb gets one touch, looking for a flip reset, gets it over a second. Is he going to get a bump on the last defender? Nanopoison comes charging in to get the save. And a great chance again for Ebsky. It looks like every time he's on the ball, he just has like a very, very solid chance of scoring a goal, especially when up in the air. And you definitely want someone like that on your team. And I think we are all very grateful to have Ebsky just being able to put these really threatening shots on net every time, forcing the opponents to make extending saves to keep the ball out of their net. Soft touch from Nanopoison might even give Ebsky a chance here in the midfield. Here he goes again, up in the air. Didn't get a reset that time, though, so he's going to have to pull away from that one. Challenge from Patrick in the midfield. Lux and Epsky getting into a little bit of a disagreement there. And another double commit as well. Maybe giving a chance for UCF to finally get some pressure of their own. And it's going to be, unfortunately, immediately... Oh, no, there comes Nano Poison giving a chance, looking for the bump on the goalie, and it is going to go past Patrick. As soon as I said it looked like it wasn't going to amount to anything because of a lack of boost for Scion and Zoom, sorry. Nano Poison just comes in with the shot on the backboard and the bump on the defender. And UCF finally getting a lead. Feels like it's been a while, but they are finally in control. Another challenge from Nano too. He's not going to get a flip there. Ball almost goes through. Lux is going to keep it out. Shot on net from Zoom. Epsky's going to have to keep it away. Patrick up to Epsky. Epsky didn't really get that self-pass he wanted, but double whiff there on the defense from UCF. Maybe a chance for Patrick. Is he going to look for a teammate here? He's going to put it under, and he's going to pinch through. Zoom has to reach out for that one. Still has plenty of boost, though. And ASU, are they going to be able to get back on defense in time? Epsky's going to get an early challenge. Nano Poison still has control of this ball. Someone needs to 50 here for ASU, and Patrick does. Beats out another one as well. Still not much boost left for him. The third man's going to challenge, and Nano Poison has a shot on net opportunity. Epsky to put it away. Ran out of boost, though. A trade demo in the backfield. Not very advantageous for ASU because they're kind of low on boost here. Patrick finally is going to be able to keep this one out. Now Epsky up on the ball again. Always looking so threatening. Lux was going to get a touch kind of towards his own net, but luckily for him, Epsky's going to be on that. Ball floating around in this orange corner. Epsky's going to have to get it clear. And he does. Ball's just kind of... I don't know how to explain it. Whenever this ball goes on either team's backboard, it kind of feels like no one's up there to challenge it. Not very much backboard defense going on. And as I'm watching this game, I'm kind of realizing more and more the chances that both teams have to get it clear off of the backboard. Patrick, though, gets a perfect chance of a ceiling shot. Again, no one challenging him. Let's see. Let's take a look here. Zoom is on the backboard. He goes right back down. He's on the lower backboard position for some reason. And then the other two defenders are just kind of sitting in the midfield. And I'm not entirely sure where the challenge is coming from. Patrick just had all the time in the air he needed. And that's going to be a very free goal, unfortunately for Scion here. As Patrick does get a nice opportunity on that previous play to get a ceiling shot through, this one might be even more free for Scion. Unfortunately, Lux did do a good job of cheating up hard, but not going to win that one, and Epsky had turned upfield after getting that corner boost. UCF pulls this lead right back in their favor as quickly as it had left. Lux going to put it into this opposite corner. Interesting idea considering he had another teammate up on the other side. Epsky's going to have to get up for that early to challenge, and he does. Waiting for Zoom now to get the ball. He's going to get a 50 against Patrick. Patrick staying on the backboard here high, exactly how I said kind of was the key to success there. Looking much more confident, and now UCF's going to have to scramble back to get on defense here. Lux looks midfield for Epsky. Epsky gets a soft touch, but unfortunately a little too hard of a pass over to him, and he wasn't able to get anything on target. Oh, misflip there from Zoom. Scion has to react quickly. Gets beat out by that second man for ASU, though. Nano Poison has a chance on the ball. No reset. Epsky, another chance up in the air. Epsky's been up in this air this entire game, and he's going to try and carry it over the entire defense and double tap it onto the backboard. Epsky looking absolutely dominant. Looks like the most confident player on this pitch by far. Pauses that air dribble just to get the defense guessing and carries it right over them onto that backboard. No backboard defense again for UCF, but I don't think Epsky cares at this point. He's going to keep putting these goals in no matter what. Epsky with another shot on net, reaching save from Scion, who did turn back with plenty of boost. Zoom beats out one here. Patrick has to get this 50. He does in time to keep it away. 30 seconds left. A tie game again. We saw a goal come in for ASU late in game number 1. Is it going to be Patrick this time? He looks for a double touch onto that backboard. Didn't really work out for him this time, which is okay. Epsky now, another chance up in the air. You hate to see Epsky coming if you're the opponents, and luckily for them at least, and unfortunately for Epsky, couldn't get a second touch on that. Zoom now, 7 seconds left. Nano Poison pop up into the air. Zoom, is he going to be able to beat Patrick? Does get a 50. 2 seconds, 1 second as the ball ticks, the time ticks down, and the ball hits the ground. Patrick sending us into overtime. Game number 3. This is match point for ASU. 1 goal And that's the end of the series. As much of a, you know, back and forth series has been, kind of mistakes on both sides, you know, coming away with the 3-0 sweep is going to be something that I'm sure that ASU will be happy with no matter what. They got to look out for Nano Poison though, and Zoom. All of UCF looking like they need to score this goal to stay alive, which they do. Lux going to get his first chance up in the air. Protected shot again, as UCF's midfield defense has been looking great, even if their backboard defense is lacking. Ebski didn't really go up for that, and I think maybe he expected someone else to challenge. Just gonna get a hard touch. 3 commit for UCF. That's a triple commit, and luckily Nanopoison able to get another touch there. But no one has much boost for UCF. They get out of this spectacularly, though. Very fortunate for them that that didn't result in a goal, or at least extended pressure for ASU. Oh, but Zion might have gotten caught up. He gets a bad touch there. Lux has a chance on net. He has no boost, and he can't get it through. It looked like someone from UCF may have been back to save that one anyways. Patrick, though, couldn't really get that pass off as well. He was kind of expecting a shot from Lux. Ball now going to bounce up high. Zoom needs to get this touch. He does. Zion has control, but not much boost. Is he going to leave it for a teammate, or is he going to go for a 50 himself? Chooses instead to take it, and that might leave Zoom with a chance on net. What a save from Ebski to put it away. Towards the other direction, too. And ASU so far staying alive, but 2 challenge. Patrick has to win this, and he does. No boost for really anyone on ASU now. They're going to have to start collecting. Lux comes through. Ebski's still low. Patrick's still low. Lux on half boost, and Ebski finally going to collect. A big pad here, but a shot on net. Lux luckily back in time. And I'm getting stressed out watching this defense because it's looking like very scary. So far holding well for ASU, but all of this pressure from UCF surely is going to turn into a goal soon, right? Unless ASU is able to say something about it first. Lux up onto the backboard. A miss on the backboard for, I believe that was Zoom, who couldn't get to that ball in time. Looking like he was getting bumped as well. UCF long clear out. Ebski's going to have to go for this himself. Taps it up. 1 touch. Couldn't get the second. Patrick comes in to clean up. Nano with the not a great touch. Lux should be able to win this. Looking for the corner. Doesn't have boost to follow though. Lux should turn here. He does. Oh, fakes out a challenge here on Scion. Good 50 as well, but Nano Poison was positioned perfectly to get that read. He's not going to get this one though. Ebski should have a free clear here. He does. Zoom gets contact. Lux with a miss. Patrick has to win it, and he does. Ebski now has a chance if he can beat out the last defender somehow, but kind of ran out of boost on his way there. Chance for Lux to get through. He does. Zoom on the backboard. Waiting for someone to come help him out. He does pick up the full boost finally. Scion running out of boost still makes the save, picking up a savior medal in the process, as Scion now has got plenty of saves to his name. Lux finally getting a chance in the air. Bump on the backfield from Patrick. He leaves it for Ebski instead. Ebski's trying to put it through. Scion had pre-jumped early, but luckily for him, Zoom comes in collecting his savior medal. It's got to be a ton of saves. We'll have to take a look at the stats after this game for UCF as they continue to put these shots away. Zoom now gets a challenge in midfield. Lux doesn't have boost. He's going to have to take his time here. Maybe he'll leave it for a teammate, or Ebski looking for a bump at least. Patrick, good touch over. Ebski pops it to himself. Should go for this one more time. He's going to tap it off into the midfield. Zoom looking a little awkward. Someone's got to challenge this early. Lux should be able to get up for this and get a touch. Nano with the fake. That should be okay. There's Patrick now. Plenty of time to clear. Tries to control it. I'm not sure. I would have preferred he bang it out of the way now, because another defensive stand for ASU. Ebski might have gotten faked out by his teammate jumping. I heard the jump sound too, and wasn't sure if it was an opponent or a friend going for it, and Zoom. Oh, it's another backflip on the back line for ASU. And I think Ebski here and Lux kind of were stuck in no man's land. Patrick just didn't get up for that ball in time, then gets beat to it. And UCF are going to get themselves at least 1 game. ASU can't walk away with the sweep. Still plenty of time to get the series win, though. As we'll go into game number 4. 4 saves for Nano Poison, 3 for Scion, 3 for Zoom. Every single one of the players on UCF has gotten that savior medal this past game. And I mean, it's kind of easy to see that all of the shots coming through were from Ebski. You saw the 9 shots there on that scoreboard. He's putting so much pressure on, but I think for UCF, in that game specifically, they were able to keep the ball out of the net more than they did in the previous 2 games, and they're going to have to hope they can do that again for the rest of the series. Game number 4 now. Again, another must-win for UCF, and it might start off early well for them, as Nano Poison is going to take the pass off from Scion and get this ball through. Oh, what a... that's a crazy... I don't know what that was. That was a pinch touch from Scion off the ground. Flipped into it, but still got some sort of pinch. And that's going to be goal number 1 very early for UCF. Maybe Patrick can answer here. Does flick it over 1. Zion, not much boost. Maybe someone can look midfield. I need to see a little bit more passing from ASU. It's kind of looked like a lot of solo plays, which have worked out, but passing, I think, would definitely elevate their game. Zoom looks like he's disconnected. That's not good. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I think this should play on until he's able to get back in this game. He is back in the game. No harm done, I don't think, because no one scored a goal. So we'll continue to play on in this one. Oh my gosh, Patrick, can he read Zevsky and Patrick both up for that? I had no words as I watched both of them go for that ball. They're gonna have to play defense, so Nano Poison's gonna get a goal on the other side. Evsky and Patrick looked like they were trying to get some sort of freestyle player pinch-esque goal there, and it didn't really pan out for them. But a good attempt, nonetheless. I respect it. Here comes Nano Poison. Now up onto this backboard again. Gets a 50 as well against Ebsky. Oh, Zoom had pre-jumped for that. I wasn't sure who was going to be there first. Couldn't get a good angle on it. And there comes Zoom again. It looks like UCF right now has been way more offensively minded and starting to create a lot of threatening touches onto the orange net. And ASU is going to need to create their offense of their own or keep some of these goals out for the time being while they're able to warm up again. Nano Poison's going to be up for this first. Lux is going to challenge, gets a bump. Should be good for now as Patrick, off of the pass from Evsky, is going to be able to clear it out. 2v1, none of them have boosts though for ASU. And not very threatening yet. Nano Poison got the touch instead of Scion there. Strange to see one player drive straight past the ball. Luckily for UCF, didn't amount to anything threatening. Lux is going to try and take control himself, pitches it out all the way to the right side. And a challenge from Nano Poison, trying to keep it away. Does get it past 2. I'm not sure why Patrick challenged there. It looked like Nano Poison pretty comfortably had that second touch. Maybe a chance now for Ebsky. He's going to get beaten out. Scion with a shot on net as well. Lux is going to have to turn it away. Patrick trying to get it through. He is going to get demoed, unfortunately. He did push it all the way back to the blue net though, which is very productive for the time being. Patrick's going to have to beat out this challenge here. He does get a 50 at least. Zoom gets it through Lux. Neither of those players on very much boost. It's been a bit of a game of, I don't know, numbers, I think, so far in this game number 4. UCF has a lot more pressure, but they've also had a lot more boost throughout this game. Using it very wisely as well. Zoom with a 50. Should be easy enough for someone to carry it out. Patrick misflip though. And another misflip. Nano's going to get it over. Ebsky might even be a chance for Nano to take it himself. Has to 50 through Lux, who luckily wins that one. Ebsky gets it past. Can he get a 50 here? He does. Down to Patrick. Patrick's not going to be able to get there in time though. Nano Poison up for this again. He's been looking like the player that stepped up for UCF on offense. Getting through every single ball. Always that last man on the ball's way towards the orange net, and he's gonna have to keep it up here. 2-goal lead though, sustained probably for one of the longest lead, 2-goal lead periods we've seen this entire series. Is UCF still holding on? Haven't conceded yet, which is very impressive considering how offensive this game was in the first 3 games of the series. Lux is gonna get a win here. Ball into the blue corner. Needs to happen, something needs to happen now for ASU if they want this game to at least kind of swing a little bit back more in their favor. Patrick's going to go up for that, didn't get a touch, but instead everyone faked out from UCF. Ebsky's going to get a chance on net, but he gets shut out completely by the UCF defender who was coming back for that. Uh-oh, and oh, what a save from Patrick! Oh my god, I thought that was in. I don't know how he reached that as he flips across the net, keeps it out. Maybe a chance now for Ebsky or Patrick. Trying to get that 50. Patrick keeps ASU's hopes alive somehow into game number 4. Shot on target though. Lux is going to clear it. Scion into the corners. Probably going to get one more here. Looks for the redirect. Couldn't get it. What a fantastic save from Patrick. Unfortunately though, they're going to need a goal to get back into this one. And Ebsky, it looked like he had jumped a little too early for that, as Nano Poison had him beat again off of that ceiling. He just didn't have a good touch on that clear, and Zoom just waiting right behind the ball. He's going to get a free goal there. And barring some massive ASU offensive push for the rest of this game, we may be going to game number 5. Match point for both teams. Patrick might have a chance off of this backboard if there's a miss there. There is, but Nano Poison keeps it out. 10 seconds remaining. Pretty much all hope lost for ASU. The only thing they can hope for is getting one momentum swinging goal here. Maybe Ebsky down to Patrick. Couldn't get it through either. And game number 4 looked like it was completely in control for UCF. And just as the announcer said, ASU is going to need to tune up something after that. I would suggest their defense to start with. Trying to make less mistakes, good rotational play is going to be something that they need to lock in for game number 5. But here we go into game number 5. I think this is, well, this is the second time this season we've had this happen in CCS. The previous one was on the way to a reverse sweep from ASU. We didn't have that one streamed on ASU Esports Twitch, but it was on one of the other channels. So this is going to be the second game 5 in CCS for ASU. Let's see, let's hope that they can get a 2-0 record in game 5s to start off the season. But it's going to have to start with not only the defense, but the offense at least kind of picking back up where they left off in games 1 and 2 and even 3. Kind of felt like there was no offense in game 4, and I know Ebsky is going to be looking for the ball a lot more to keep this pressure on the blue half. Patrick is the first one there, though, and he is going to get it off to Lux. Lux, who I'm not sure if Lux has scored yet this series. He may have in one of those early goals off of a pass earlier in the season, or in the series, but so far it's pretty much been the Patrick and Ebsky show on offense, which is completely fine. Lux has been doing great work on kickoffs, on passes, on everything else. Ooh, Nano Poison almost took all 3 players out, and a great redirect there from Ebsky. He's going to be on target. It is. What a shot from Ebsky across the map. It looked like 3 or 4 maybe players were up for this one. Ebsky, Patrick, and Scion, and Eb is going to come away victorious on that challenge. Now, what a redirect onto that left side of the net. Ebsky, again, showing why he is one of the most prolific strikers, in my opinion, in the college scene. We're going to have to see if they can hold it on defense, though. Ebsky, again, with the save, doing work on both sides of the ball to keep this out of their net. Again, beating out another player. Ebsky's speed, this game specifically, has been great to start off. There might be a chance, though, for UCF as Lux got beat out with no boost. Patrick couldn't really get the touch he wanted. Ball's going to stay in the orange half here. Zoom's going to have to take it out now as he's run out of boost. Picks up some. Going back through, but Patrick's there so quickly. Nano Poison looking to try and create a chance of his own. Lux is going to beat out here. ASU trying to hold off and deny this reverse sweep, as it's looking a little dangerous, especially now with Zoom up on the ball. Gets a flip reset past one, a chance for Scion. Lux comes in very quickly to keep that one out of the net. He's going to grab the boost as well, critical for him to get an offensive chance on the ball here. He's going to try and put it past Nano Poison, gets a bump as well, off onto the ceiling, looking for a teammate midfield, and he gets it to Ebsky. Ebsky up on that ball, gets a flip reset, puts it through the defense. And that's the 2-player connection that we've wanted to see all series. Great pass there from Lux to get it down to Ebsky, who's going to get 1, 2 touches off the ball, a reset if he needed it. But no one there for UCF to make Ebsky use that last reset, and he's going to take that one on the road any day of the week. Great shot there from him, and a great pass from Lux as well. Oh, a miss there on the back line for UCF. Looks like these players are starting to get a little bit more nervous knowing that they've come all this way, and you want to make sure that you're able to close something. I mean, ASU obviously wants to close the series out, but for UCF, getting so close to making a reverse sweep happen. Still have half of the game to go, but so far this looks like the ASU that we expected to see as far as offense goes. And they are looking a lot more solid, controlling this ball the entire way through. Patrick now up on the ceiling. Didn't get a reset, surprising. It looked like he probably should have there. Lux is going to have to read this. He doesn't read it. Luckily, Ebsky's there in time. Those are probably some of the most difficult reads, personally for me, in my personal experience, but just in all of Rocket League, getting those waterfall reads are very tough. And Lux couldn't get it there. Nano Poison pops it up kind of weak. Scion is there to follow it up quickly, though. Ebsky perfectly happy to just stay on his half for the time being. Lux might have gotten a bad takeoff there on the back ball, and he does, and it's going to be a shot on net for Zoom. Patrick able to keep it out for now. Smokes midfield for Ebsky. Ebsky's looking to beat out the defenders. He beats 2 as well. Chance for Lux, no boost though. That's okay, as he still at least puts the shot on net. That's all that really mattered for then, is they're able to make sure that the pressure is still mounting on that blue half. Even with the 2-goal advantage, you never want to relent that pressure in Rocket League. The tides can turn incredibly quickly. You can't just kind of sit back on defense and hope that things work out. Double commit now for Ebsky and Lux. They both get beat out. Might be a chance for Scion. Patrick has to dive across to make a save. ASU needs to get back on defense and needs to get settled again because the pressure from UCF is starting to mount off of that double commit. Another touch for Zoom. Patrick, not a great aerial there. Didn't make contact at all even. A miss for Ebsky as well. Demo on the back line. Can Scion get around this ball? He's going to take his time, and Ebsky with a challenge to keep it out. Oh my gosh, the only thing that saved ASU there. Oh, it's not over. It's not over. Oh, Patrick couldn't get there in time. Nano Poison's going to put it through finally for UCF. What had initially saved ASU was their speed, making sure that even if there was a miss on the backboard, they were able to get another player in there. But I think the speed costed them there, as Lux just couldn't make contact. 50 finally going the way of UCF. Ebsky, though, is going to take control now. Has plenty of time up in the air. If I were him, I would just kill it, go for a solo play as well. Great flip reset, too, to put pressure on for Nanopoison to make the save. Miss from Lux. Patrick might have overcommitted a little bit. I wouldn't have shot the ball on net so powerfully there, but he's able to make it work, at least for the time being. Zun now gets a clear. Ebsky's going to be up for that. Oh, that was Lux, sorry. Up for that ball as well. Shot on net, saved by Ebsky pretty comfortably so far. Great touch there from Lux to keep that ball away from Scion, who was looking to pinch it middle. 30 seconds left. Good fake from Lux. He's going to try and get it through the defense himself. Need to make sure that we don't overcommit here, as Scion might have a chance. Puts it over one. It's not going to be anywhere near the net, though. But a great pass from Zoom over, and that might be in. Lux with the save, keeps it out. Ebsky gets bumped. Patrick has to keep this away. 10 seconds left. ASU looking like they were just barely holding on defense. They need 5 more seconds to go, and the series will be over. Patrick is being an absolute nuisance in the corner. Ebsky beats out the ball here. Scion up for it. Should be a kill for Lux, and he fakes it. And ASU walks away with the series win after narrowly avoiding a reverse sweep. But hey, no matter how you get the win, all that matters is that you get the win. That's what I'm saying. You know? You know? On the score sheets, it's going to be a win for ASU. Well played for UCF, as they were just so close to getting really, I think the offense almost started to click for them at the end of game number 5, but unfortunately not in time. And that's going to be it for today. And what a series again. Shout out to ASU Sun Devils. Congrats on the win. Very close one there for sure. But I'm sure they're going to be happy to walk away with that one no matter what. And again, well played to UCF, who I'm sure will continue to play very well throughout the rest of the season, as they've done a good job so far. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you all for watching. As far as competition goes, we do have one Playfly match coming up soon for ASU Sun Devils this week at some point, probably Friday or later. So over the weekend, stay tuned for that. We'll have an announcement out, and we'll get a stream going for that as well, hopefully. But other than that, we'll see ASU Inferno start playing as well in the coming weeks. It should be next week when they start their Playfly league as well. So yeah, for the time being, thank you all for watching, and don't forget to tune in either this week or next week for ASU Sun Devils and ASU Inferno, and more Rocket League will be back for soon. But for now, have a great night. Get to studying, hydrate, do all the important things that college students have to do, or if you're not in college, just be productive in some way, and I will see you all later.